Wow, wasn't that fantastic? Yeah, hey, hi. Well, you're in for a treat because this wonderful, very touching, very beautiful movie is now going to have the cherry on the top, having the opportunity to have Polly and Nat and Alex up here with us. Excellent. Well, this is a family that wears many hats. They work together on many different kinds of projects.
I went to school with you.
Hey! All right, welcome. Okay, so let's just jump in because we have about 30 minutes to be able to talk to these fine folks. And I would just like to find out, first of all, Polly, where did you come up with this idea for the film?
Nat stole Alex's girlfriend. No, I'm just joking. No, I think the dynamic between, especially these two, because they're my children, but between brothers is so, it's just so textured and profound that I wanted to write something about two brothers, and then I really wanted it to be a family story. That it basically became a love story between the brothers, and the girl was the obstacle to their love and their growing up experience by realizing that they couldn't be who they were for each other prior to that. The girl kind of signaled, the girl and the dog dying signaled that their family dynamic would now change, but always be a bond that was inextricable. So
fantastic. So how long did it take from the time that you started thinking about this idea of having your sons in a movie into the time that it got made? How long did that take, would you say?
It was about 4 years, so
real easy, real short, no problems there,
no,
right?
Gosh,
That's
no.
short for a movie.
It's short for a movie, but it's it's always long, and I knew that we had to do it soon, or they would age out of it, and so luckily both of them obliged me by becoming such big stars that we got the movie funded. So. That was the journey of it was other things too, like my husband got very sick with a rare cancer, and the movie got very.
But he survived, unlike the character in the movie.
He's good.
So.
The movie, yeah.
Plus, he did the music on this.
Yeah, he's
as
taking
well.
care of Stella at the house.
Yeah, he is.
It's true.
So,
but yeah, honestly, through that whole process with our dad getting sick and then getting better, and the family going through hell and then kind of coming back stronger, I think the movie, which had already been in the process of being written, got deeper. And even though the movie is a comedy and not necessarily about that, there was a certain amount of depth that it gained, and also became such a gift to just get to work together.
But we still killed him off
yeah,
Stella.
in the movie.
in the movie,
Yeah,
not in
in
real
the
life.
movie.
Just in
Oh,
the
and
movie.
just tell us in real life about Stella.
She just looked like a grumpy, just
She peed all over our rug. That was the first
a homeless
entree.
dog. But now she looks good. Now she looks.
And she just got
healthy
better and better as we were shooting the movie. So in scenes when she was supposed to be dying towards the end, she was running around the house and licking our face and stuff.
Yeah, there was one time, remember, we were all trying to shoot a scene, and Stella was, had a bad night, and she was really sick, supposedly. But really, she was just so happy to be a movie star that she saw a prop bowl of dog food, and she just got up in the middle of the take and went over and started eating it. We all tried to keep.
I truly hated working with her, honestly. To the deep depths of my heart, I did. I hated it.
That's not even a joke.
Not even a joke.
Hated
I'll
it a
tell you
lot.
why. Because every time she bonded up with me so much that every time she heard my voice,
Call
every time I
action.
called action, she would leave the scene and find her way to the monitor so that she could be with me. So I'd call action, and then I'd be staring at the monitor like, wait, what happened to Stella? And then I hear her behind me going,
Wow. So, what was challenging for you guys as a family to be working together this closely on the movie? I know you've worked together before when you started with the Naked Brothers Band. And how was this experience for you? Like, what parts of it were challenging because you really are a family?
Well, Nat and I are in a band together, so we've been working with each other ever since, nonstop. So it
Since
wasn't
Naked Brother. We
since
worked
Naked
all
Brothers
together
Band.
on this show called Naked Brothers Band when we were kids, that my mom wrote and directed and produced, but we haven't yet worked all together ever since.
And we had an act. Actually, we had acted. Nat and I had done like short films together and like things like that, and been in a band together. So it felt pretty like a pretty natural thing. But I guess all three of us hadn't worked together. But it felt pretty seamless. It felt pretty nice.
From my point of view, the last time I worked with them was the Naked Brothers Band, which was probably very few of you, maybe you watched. It was on Nickelodeon, and it was a big hit for kids. And they were little. I mean, Alex was 6 when we did the movie, and Nat was
Nine.
No.
He
She was paying less attention to him at that time.
at the TSA place. At the
My
boy.
mom doesn't know the year I was born.
tell them what year I
She
said.
said,
you
She
were
said
born.
I was born in 1977, which is I was
She was
born in
1977. I'm sorry,
1994.
1979.
Yeah,
They were like,
then she said,
I don't think that's true.
And I said, Mom, it's 1994.
Anyway. Anyway, Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah,
Working
we had
together as a
worked together,
family, yeah.
And he was 6, he was 9, and it was more like corralling them than dealing with actors, even though they were magical then and they are magical now as actors. As you guys can see, they're extraordinary actors. Well, the amazing miracle for me was that, first of all, we didn't have to do kid hours, so I had more time. And second of all, they obeyed what I said. And they were so collaborative, and they had so many great ideas. And because they are brothers, what I was saying before about that I don't know, the bond, I guess. The bond is the only word I can think of, but it's like a tapestry that brothers have woven over the years that you just can't fake. And you know, they've gone through so much together. Having been on a TV show when they were little boys, no one else has had that their mother ran. I mean, no one else has had an experience like that, so there's no one else they can talk to about that kind of thing. And then they come on the set and they have their own language. And the evolution of the George Walters character and the Nelson character were that when Nat was 15, he just evolved into George Walters at times when he was just to make us all laugh. When Alex was 15, and then it kind of faded, and then when Alex was 15, Nelson came out of him. The two of them had never met, but I thought it would be very cool.
It was a meeting of two legends.
A meeting of And the thing that I wanted to do in the movie with those two alter egos was to put them in whenever there was a possibility of tension between them. Like, that was their way as brothers that they could undercut anything that could possibly turn into a fight or be just a moment of tension, or if they just wanted to entertain each other and just wanted to engage each other in a way that was lighthearted. So I think that was something I never ever could have written if it weren't for the and plus their voices are
Yeah, I
in
said like
my head.
90% of the things in real life that I say in the movie.
Exactly. That was the other thing. That their voices are in my head anyway. So I know
Schizophrenia.
Alex will say that. What?
It's schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
Well, I want to ask about one line in particular that really made me laugh. I'm a millennial. Mom works for me. I mean, was that really like said? Or did what?
I wrote
That was my mom. Yeah, that's
I
just
wrote
paraphrased.
that because
It's
that is
hilarious.
just true. I didn't even know it was even that funny. It just was the truth, the case. So, but there are 3 lines that I can think of right now that I think that these guys are responsible for. The first 2 are hilarious, and they're Alex's, and one is the sorry, the very second to last one of the and the very end of the movie, the puppy who has eyes like this comes out and he says, "Your dog's eyes are in 2 different area codes," which I think is just beyond hilarious, and it just came out of him. And the other is when Ron gets a haircut, he says, "Oh, look, Ron looks less like a pedophile now." And that was just Alex. And I thought, are we allowed to use that? And Nat, and then Nat, in the car ride home, when he's in the car driving home with Alex, he says, "I'm really proud of you." And I thought that is the most profound line, because it's the line that he would have said earlier on when he was his brother's father figure. And then afterwards he does this amazing thing where he kind of cringes that he said it, because he realizes that he's no longer his brother's father figure. He's just he's got to be his brother. And he just said that as an improv, and I thought, oh my God, that is so great. So those are some that I can think of right now.
At first, I was going to say, "I'm proud of you, pedophile," but then I thought I'm just going
It
to
might
take
be
that
the
part at
wrong
the
time
end.
for a
yeah.
laugh.
Yeah. That's
Polly,
sweet.
can
Thanks, Mom. That's it. I love that moment.
I'm pretty sure that was written in the script, but I do love that moment
No,
too.
it was not.
I'm kidding.
Polly, how is it for
kidding.
you directing yourself? Because not only you're the writer, you're the director for everybody else, and you're the mom. But I mean, how was that? How did you just feel like you had to have people that you trusted to such a degree that you could allow yourself to be an actor while you're new there?
Yeah, in a word, yeah. Everybody in the crew I trusted, because a lot of them I'd worked with on Naked Brothers Band, the producers and everybody. My sons, implicitly, I trusted. Now, I didn't anticipate playing the role. We had another actress that was playing it who got a movie that was a conflict. And so...
Meryl Streep.
And so next on the list is always me. So Nat and Alex said, "Mom, really, you should play." And and I
We've been saying it way
From the beginning.
And the other actress is a good actress, but we were like, this is part is meant for you, and also it's just gonna make same thing with having the brother dynamic. It's just gonna make the mom
or the authentic
son dynamic so authentic, and also we're there's no 2 bigger fans of my mom's acting than the 2 of us. So.
Wow.
mutual.
So you weren't planning on it, but it opened the way
and
up for you.
what would happen is either Nat or Alex would be behind the monitor and they would tell me. Yeah. So it was
Wow,
really
you guys,
so easy.
you're magic.
Yeah,
you're
it
magic
was
group
really
here.
nice.
Yeah. That
Or my dad, honestly, actually.
Honestly,
he
our-
was
yeah,
there
yeah.
too. Yeah, and he was a huge part of number one, wrangling the dog. Poor guy. He did the brilliant score,
Did the music.
and yeah, he's just a.
And he's got a really good eye for just like
He
acting
does.
stuff.
Yeah, even though
like,
he's a musician, he just has a sort of, he can cut to the heart of when something is right or wrong. So that was very helpful.
I thought there was something so beautiful too. You brought this up a little bit about the brother being the father figure in the line, to be like my father so my brother and mother wouldn't miss him so much. And that was, I mean, I just felt like there were so many times in the film where you touched upon something that, a much bigger theme, but that just got you right in the heart. And so I love that. I feel like, we went along for the ride because the music was gorgeous, and that carried the feelings as well.
3 of the songs were written by these guys, by the way.
Beautifully done, really.
I know. Yeah, it's amazing.
Do you think you'll work together again as a family team like
No,
Never. Are you
no,
kidding?
no,
No way.
no way.
that? Oh, okay, wrong question.
Are you insane? What are you, insane?
We haven't
God,
talked
no.
since we made the movie. This is the first time we've spoken. We haven't been in a room together.
This is insane.
How was it then welcoming other people in, like Paulina, who played the girlfriend, and Nick, who played your boyfriend, and you guys were like so obviously
oh my God.
it was so
Alex
funny. And
tortured Nick. Nick could barely get a line out without laughing because Alex was right. You tortured him.
Yeah.
Has he seen it yet?
Yeah, he's seen it.
Oh,
He
he's
loves
perfect for it, too. I
He
mean-
wishes he could. He wishes he could have been here today, actually. But he's directing an episode of Orange Is the New Black.
oh, how
Yeah.
wonderful! Good for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah,
So to be in it and directing it as well.
is too much for
Yeah.
coming to a SAG
Yeah.
talk back. But yeah,
How
But
about you guys?
talk
Do
about
you
Paulina.
guys want to? Oh, you want to talk about Paulina? Yeah, and then I have another question to ask you.
We did chemistry reads where I've never done this before, where Alex would be in the room with the actress, and then he would leave, and then I would come in, and then Alex would leave. Because most of the scenes with Paulina are one-on-one. Yeah. And Paulina, most of the scenes with the girl, and then Paulina just blew everyone away.
And I think that when we really knew is when we were all together, because we all did it, and she was the one who was like, it really clicked, all 3 of us.
it was initially I saw a whole lot of girls for the part, and she instantly I wanted, because she was the first one that walked in that I thought Nat would be in love with her, and so would Alex, because they both have kind of different. Some girls would come in, I go, oh, she's perfect for Alex, and Nat would go, and I mean, in my mind, the Nat in my mind would go, nah, she's not. And then it would be, whoa, she's perfect for Nat. And then I'd think, no, but Alex, it wouldn't. And then the second Paulina walked in, I was like, oh my God, she's perfect. She had
She's perfect for anyone.
Yeah,
pretty much. She's
honestly,
so
yeah,
beautiful. I'm
honestly, that
serious. She's
was
so amazing. I mean,
yeah.
she's so
She's,
effortless with her acting too, and her
Yeah.
performance is so great.
and she's
It has
got
a great
little
sense of
bit
humor.
an edge and a sense of humor and a toughness, an initial toughness hiding a real vulnerability, which I think is great for that character. I didn't want her to be wimpy in any way. I wanted her to be not a victim, but I didn't want her also, she's playing a part that could be morally maybe suspect a little bit, because she's a kid, so everything is excusable, but she can't really resist him, but she loves him, but it's not fair, because it wasn't, she was led to believe something else, and then but something about Paulina was so intelligent and vulnerable, and she had a humor and an edge that was important for that character.
And also the way that you wrote her, so that you had that conflict, like you were talking about the thing that allows them, the love story of the 2 brothers, but then to find somebody who could go ahead and play that out for you.
I was really lucky.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, Polly, when, because you have been acting all this time, when you've also been writing and directing, when did you first know that you wanted to also be direct, be behind the camera as well?
Well, I wrote a movie called The Tick Code that Gregory Hines and I starred in. And it was directed. Oh, you've seen it? No, you love Gregory Hines, yeah. No, yes.
You work
love
with
the
good
movie?
people.
Thank you. It was the last movie he ever did, actually, and he was amazing in it. And the director, I kept having written it, I kept having these, need to go up to the director and say, "Oh, I pictured that, and I pictured," and so I thought, maybe the next time I should try directing by myself. And when I was doing 30-something, they kept offering all of us the opportunity to direct, and
Wow.
I wasn't ready. I just didn't feel like it was something I was capable of doing. And I think that that's a very common woman thing, that you feel, not that they weren't very open about. There were 2 other women that did direct it, but I think women feel that they're not going to be welcomed, that their opinions will be looked at askance or something, that being an authority would be a difficult thing. I see every woman nodding, so I know that you've had it before. It's why there's so few women directors in the guild. And when I was a must join for the Directors Guild, when I was doing the Naked Brothers Band, I actually got called by the guild to say, well, we hope that you know the difference between directing and acting. And I said, do you say this to the men actors that are going to? So I guess there just is.
We broke their legs. The guy who said that, we actually went to their house and we broke
my
their
sons
legs.
took care of it.
We took care of them.
Yeah, but that's been a constant. That's a constant theme with growing up with my mom, because I think anybody who knows her, if it's like, all of my actor friends who come to her to help them with their auditions, or when she goes to talk to Yale graduates about Shakespeare, or any time she's doing a project or anything, it's there's nobody, everybody just immediately respects her. But then when then there's just different times where if it's my mom, or I worked with Nancy Myers, or different people who are women who've had to work their way in the industry, where their opinions are constantly being devalued or being made to feel like they're in positions. It's sad. It's sad, and hopefully it's changing in a good way.
And you feel as a woman that you kind of need to prove yourself a little harder. You don't have that ease sometimes that a man might have initially, and that's something I had to get used to. And I think I got used to it because I was working with people who already knew,
And
my kids already knew that I was someone to be respected. So
It's beautiful. Well, I mean, you wear so many hats. I mean, beautifully doing you're playing the mother, and then also behind the scenes, what you brought for us tonight to be able to watch, and which I hope that you will let people know about this film, because
please,
your
please
dogs
do.
are wonderful. And okay.
That's you. Great.
My son is deployed, and seeing my dog, his dog, on the video, that he did not end up on the cutting room floor. I don't know when he will get this movie out there, wherever he is, but he will be actually able to say in front of all his COs and all his guys under.
Wait, tell everybody.
That's my dog.
Tell everybody which dog it is.
Okay, most gorgeous one there.
So now you all know.
Okay.
This is the scene because you guys ran out of hot dogs that day. I remember because they had to do like a one shot where he was eating the hot dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Fell off the ground.
Yeah, fell off the grill.
He inhaled them.
Oh yeah, he's a black and white.
He's a black and white dog. He's like a beagle pointer hound.
Yes, he's a beautiful dog. The most beautiful dog.
And we tried getting him into the ball pit with the water, but he's afraid of water. But if it wasn't for the water, he would have been in there.
He would have been a bigger star, let's face it.
So I have to tell you thank you, because also Aramis is he has a heart condition. We are hoping that my son does get back, because we don't want to have to say, I'm sorry, Wes, but So that's why me and See, now you made me ruin my makeup.
I knew you looked
Well,
familiar.
I'm sure there's going to be many
You're
stories.
in it too. You're in the movie too.
That was
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah,
Oh my God, I got more than 1.5 seconds.
you did. She was there.
And now go to my acting coach and say, yeah,
I was in.
read
Yeah.
your background.
There we go.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be many more stories that are going to come out of seeing this film because it's so touching. And as specific as it is to all of you, I know that there's a universality in this because you were so clear about just about family, you know, and it's just such a beautiful story. I just want to ask you guys, seeing your mom wear so many hats and being in the director and writer seat, does it make you want to do that as well?
Yeah, well, I just wrote and directed and starred in my feature, which it's kind of crazy. We were almost developing them at the similar times, but it was all kind of inspired by my mom when I was young.
Brilliant.
Wow.
He just finished it,
And the
it's
name
brilliant.
of it?
It's called The Cat in the Moon.
And Nat was one of the producers on
Yeah,
it.
and so Nat produced
Wow.
it with me, and we made it. And I think it was very inspiring to watch my mom always, and kind of taught me everything I
Wow.
know. Yeah, don't take shit from nobody. That's what I got from my mom.
There you go. Nat, do you want to piggyback on that?
Yeah, I think we've grown up feeling like we could do anything creatively, and to sort of ignore the noise and the perception, and to focus on the creativity. And it gets hard sometimes when you're doing things. Honestly, the more high profile they are, sometimes it's harder to drown out the noise. But it seems like both my parents and my dad, being a brilliant jazz pianist, and if you just follow that creative spark inside yourself, then it leads you in the best direction.
That's fantastic. Well, we want to thank you all very, very, very strongly for bringing this film and for talking for us tonight.
Thank you, all of you.
Thanks, guys.